In this video, we're going to do the Work on It activity on page 110. Now, for this activity, you would have 2 light bulbs, light bulb holders, 6 wires with alligator clips, a 6-volt battery, and 1 switch. Now, since we aren't at school, I don't have access to the electronics kits, so I had to do some modifications to this activity. I actually went and took apart a few old flashlights where the rechargeable batteries were dead, and thankfully I was able to find a couple of 6-volt batteries that we could use for this. Now, for this activity, your task is to solve each electrode problem. Read each problem carefully to be sure you are using the materials asked for. When you think you have solved the problem, draw a model of your solution. Have your teacher check the solution before you continue. So if you want to use the electronics kit at school, feel free to use that. Just make sure you sanitize it just in case anyone else uses it afterwards. So for the first electrode problem, can you make 1 light bulb go on without using the switch? Okay, so that's pretty simple. So I have just the light bulb and our wires. So when you're working with batteries, remember this, especially if you are working on a tractor or a car. You always put the positive on first, then you put the negative on. So in this one, we aren't using the switch. Okay, so we have light. So electrode problem number 1, that works. So same thing when you're taking cables off, you take the negative off first, okay? Negative is the last one to go on when you're connecting, first one to go off when you're disconnecting. Electrode problem number 2, can you make 1 light bulb go on and off using the switch? Okay, so I made a little quick switch up here. I'm going to hook this up to the positive, and I'm going to hook this gator clip up to the switch. Hook it up to the flashlight. No light. I'm going to turn the switch. So that works. Perfect. Okay, so next problem, electrode problem number 3. Can you have 2 light bulbs on at the same time without using the switch? Let's see if you guys can make a good prediction on this one. Will it work? So I'm going to hook up my positive. I have a second light here. So I'm going to hook this up. And I'm going to connect the negative to the battery. Okay. So one bulb is brighter than the other one. This one is a, I believe it might be actually a halogen bulb, so it needs more energy to operate. But you can see I have both lights working. So disconnect the negative and take out the positive. Okay, question number 4. Can you have 2 light bulbs go on and off using the switch? So we'll hook up our positive from the switch again. I'm going to hook up the positive from the first light to the switch. And I'm going to take the negative from the second light and I'm going to hook it up to the battery. Okay, so let's see if this works again. Okay, there we go. The switch works with both of them. Okay, so for electrode problem number 5, now this is an interesting one. Can you make 2 lights go on without the switch, but keep 1 light on even when you unscrew the other? Okay, so I'm going to disconnect this negative here and take the switch off. Okay, now since these are so difficult to get the bulbs off and put them back on, I just grabbed a third light to use. So I'm going to hook this up. I'm going to hook up my positive and I'm going to hook up the negative. Now you can see there's no light coming from either of them. Now the reason why this happens is because the light bulb is out on this one. The circuit's broken. The flow of electricity cannot go through the circuit and return back to the battery. So this one will not work. Now you can avoid this by doing a different type of circuit, which you will read on the next couple of sections. That's called a parallel circuit. That's how your house is set up. So that way when one light bulb goes out in your house, you don't end up losing the power to every light bulb in your house. Now I'm going to do a bonus problem, electro problem number 6. This is my own. Okay. You notice that these lights were quite dim when I had them both hooked up to one battery. So I am actually going to hook up 2 batteries together right now. So this is the way a lot of your batteries are set up on the tractors. You go from the positive from one battery to the negative on the other, so that continues the circuit. So let's see if we can get this to work. See if they're a little bit brighter when I created a bigger circuit. Okay, so definitely much brighter. You can see the halogen bulb is actually quite a bit brighter now, so both of them are working. So this is hooking up 2 6-volt batteries into a circuit. So instead of getting 6 volts like they were before, they're now getting 12 volts of energy through. Okay, that is it for my demonstration for today. Thank you very much to Brooke for helping video this for me. Okay, talk to you guys soon.